Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and back to the world of classic rock today. I've been expanding my classic rock collection as far as CDs go since I'm getting back into collecting CDs, and this is one thing I just picked up. This is ZZ Top, the complete studio albums, 1970 to 1990, featuring their first 10 studio albums, each of which with the original mix. A lot of the earlier 70s albums were originally released on CD with remixes that had 80s style percussion that people just absolutely loathed and hated. So that's being justified here by putting the original mix versions back out there. You get all these in one convenient place for a pretty low price, and that's certainly nice to have if you're a fan. I'm going to do an unboxing, and I'll share some of my opinions as we go along. This is going to be more of an unboxing than a review for the music itself, but I will throw out a few comments here and there. Nice cover art here showing off the band's logo as well as covers of the albums, side of the box. Other side's blank, but it's got a notch that makes this easier to open. Legalese and such on the bottom. Top is just blank. And we'll open this up now. And this just folds open and stays attached. That's just plain inside of there. And now we'll go from start to finish. All of these albums are produced by Bill Ham. Interestingly, over a 20-year period, these guys kept the same producer. You don't see that too often in the music business. And the band always consisted of, throughout their recorded career, guitarist Billy Gibbons, bassist Dusty Hill, and drummer Frank Beard. Unfortunately, we just lost Dusty Hill a few months ago. And ironically, the one guy in the band who never had a beard, his last name is Beard. I'm not making that up. We'll start out with ZZ Top's first album, which is called ZZ Top's First Album. The only song released as a single from this one was Somebody Else Been Shaking Your Tree, which I guess is something of a minor hit for the group, but it's nice to have this one back in the original mix at long last. Even if it's not one of the more popular albums, it is the one that accomplished the goal of introducing ZZ Top to the world and doing it pretty well. All the discs pretty much look exactly like this. I'm not going to pull them all out, but this just gives you a general idea. Next up, we have the second album, Rio Grande Mud, or Rio Grande Mud. I don't really know what the band's preferred pronunciation there is. Here's our cover art. Back cover. I do like these little replica vinyl sleeves. These look very nice and certainly true to the way that these albums should look. Probably the most popular song on here is the song Francine, which was something of a minor hit. Third album, Tres Hombres. And this is arguably the album where ZZ Top really became ZZ Top, featuring the hit La Grange, as well as Waiting for the Bus and Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. Back cover. And this one, since they're trying to replicate the original vinyl releases, it's even got a gatefold, so that's pretty cool. Next up we have Fandango. Side A of this album is live, whereas side B is just new studio recordings. This features the hit Tush, which became a pretty massive hit for the band. It still gets airplay on the radio and in TV shows constantly. Next up, Tejas. I love the artwork on this one. And this is an interesting one because there's some great music on here, but there's not like the one big obvious hit like you have on a lot of the later albums. And here's our gatefold. Great pictures of the band members there. Back when they had like average length beards, back before they had the massive ones we know them for today. Next up, we've got Deguello. Hope I'm pronouncing that word right. My Spanish is a little rusty. This is a great album that has their cover of the Isaac Hayes song, I Thank You. It's got I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, Cheap Sunglasses. Their last album of the 1970s, and certainly one of the finest of its era. Then we arrive in the 1980s with El Loco. This is where the band started experimenting a little bit with 80s style sounds, which would dominate the remainder of their works in this decade. You got tracks on here like Tube Snake Boogie and Pearl Necklace. Again, two pretty big hits for the group. Then we arrive at the band's most famous and successful album, Eliminator. Released in 1983, this one has Give Me All Your Lovin', Got Me Under Pressure, Sharp Dressed Man, Legs, TV Dinners. ZZ Top's had a lot of success over the years, but this is like by far their most popular album. It's where they found that perfect balance between 80s pop and new wave sounds and their traditional classic rock blues roots. And it's hard to top this one, I won't argue with that, even if a lot of people do prefer the more true stuff from their earlier 70s period. And they continued going in that direction with 1985's Afterburner. This one features the song Sleeping Bag, which was another pretty big hit for the band. These guys always kept busy, even well into the decade of decadence, and this was another pretty solid album, even if they went a little further with the 80s style music experiments. And the 10th and final release in this box set is Recycler. This was the last album on which they really used the whole 80s influence sound that go back to their roots in the 90s. But this one will forever be known for having the song Double Back, which was featured in the film Back to the Future Part 3, in which the band themselves made a cameo during one of the Old West scenes. And there we have it, 10 classic ZZ Top albums in one collection for one pretty low price. Probably the only real complaint I have here is that none of these have bonus tracks. There were a few reissues of these albums that did add bonus tracks. I think it was only a handful of the albums that got that treatment, though it is a small price to pay to get all of these in one place for one pretty low price. Are you a ZZ Top fan? What's your favorite album and song by the group? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.